Look, there's a large misconception in the car rental industry that people need to have a lot of money to get into this business, that people need to have vehicles already on hand to dive in. I'm here to debunk all of that. You can get into this business without having any money. I mean it. $0 in your pocket. I'm about to put you on game. Listen to this video. First, like, comment, subscribe, because there's about to be a lot of sauce coming throughout this whole entire channel, and I'm telling you this, you do not want to miss any of it. Hey, what's up? It's Darian, better known as Sebi, and I've been in the car rental industry for years, and I'm here to give you the value that you need to thrive in this business. So what do I mean you don't need to have cars, you don't need to have money, or you don't even need a credit score to get into this business? Look, you can start off as a broker. What a broker is pretty much being a middleman, right? There's a lot of businesses in today's day that literally middleman their way to the top. They middleman their way to 5, 6, 7 figures. It is very doable. It is very possible. You just need to have the right system in place for you to thrive. How a car rental broker works is you're going to go ahead and network, partner up with other rental companies. Now, the cool thing about this is you don't need to do this in your city. Could you? Yeah, it would be kind of maybe a little easier for you to do it in the city that you're in because you can be more so hands-on with the business. But however, you can do this out of state, out of country, right? So I'm in New York. I have a rental company that is located and based and operated out of New York. However, I close deals out in Miami. I close deals out in Atlanta, out in Texas. I close deals in different states as well because I have a connection of other rental companies in other states. So as a broker, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and network, right, with other rental companies. Let's say, for example, you're in Austin, Texas. Right now, what you're going to go ahead and do, you're going to go ahead and go on Instagram, go on Google, right? Go on Facebook, find other rental hosts, okay? Rental companies or rental hosts, people who just rent out their cars, reach out to them, okay? And you're going to go ahead and get their cars and you're going to rent it out. So now let me actually break this down on how it's going to work. Reach out to these people that have cars on their rental fleet and you're going to say this: hey, look, I see you have a nice fleet of vehicles. I myself have clientele that rent vehicles frequently, and I would love to push your cars out to my clients, and we could potentially work out a partnership with not only you, but I can also make money on these deals as well. So here's what you typically do on a broker deal. What you'd be doing, you're just adding your profit on top of the price that the rental company gives you the car for per day. Okay, so if the company gives you that car for $100, you can mark it up to like $175. Now that $75 markup is your profit that you're making every single day that car is being rented out. So when reaching out to these rental companies, what I personally recommend is calling them. It's a lot more professional. It's a lot easier that way. It's a lot simpler to build the trust by calling them. But if not, you could just text them, shoot them a DM or whatever the case is, text their number and establish a partnership like that. There's many people out there who have rental cars sitting and they may not have enough clientele to push these cars out. Their bills are probably piling up. The car is not being utilized, 70, 80% out the month. They have low utilization, so they could use the help. So you right now could not only be a savior for somebody else, but now that can put you in a great position to make a lot of money if you do this the right way. So now that you went ahead and reached out to other rental companies, you got some cars on your fleet, you got a list of vehicles, preferably some videos and pictures as well. What I do want you guys to do is, if you can, this would help you stand out a lot more as a broker. Go ahead and take your own pictures and videos of the vehicles, okay? Get your own content. So this is why I say if you do this in your own city, it could be a bit better because you have a lot more access. You could be a lot more hands-on with this business, okay? So what I would do is set up an appointment, right? A day and time where you can go ahead and meet up with these rental hosts, connect with them, and take your own personalized content of the vehicles so that you can post them. Yes, you can use the pictures that they already have, but let me show you how to really be a good broker in your city so people mess with you like crazy. If you're gonna work with a rental company in your city that has a lot of popularity, the chances are their photos are likely to be pretty popular, right? A lot of people have probably seen the pictures of their cars already. So if you take those same exact photos and repost it on your page, there's going to be a slight chance that somebody's going to know, okay, this isn't this person's car. I've seen this exact photo somewhere else. Let me try to find the originator and go through that person, rent this car instead. So, I mean, can you still use the original rental company pictures, photos? Yes, you can, but you don't want to saturate it in a sense, right? So what I would do, especially if I'm going to work with a very popular rental company in my city, I'm going to go ahead. I'm like, hey, look, I'd love to push your cars out. I have clientele already waiting to rent out these cars. We can definitely get get some great deals going and increase utilization for your cars, then hey, I'll be making money too. So that's a win-win for both of us. So I'll go over to them, take a camera with me, or a good iPhone or Samsung, these newer phone with a very good camera, good quality, right? I'm gonna take my own pictures, my own videos, right, so that I have something that nobody else does. Okay, then I'm gonna be posting these photos to my Instagram, Facebook, okay, and the videos I'm posting them on TikTok. All right, so you want to use those 3 platforms for sure: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and I'll get into that in a bit. But that's how you're gonna go ahead and really start to establish yourself with these rental companies, establish yourself in your city to be known as the person that does car rentals. Okay, so you get your own photos, get your own videos. Now you have your original content, and you're gonna start marketing this like crazy. But before we get into marketing, I want to show you how you're gonna be able to really grab people's attention and price your cars the right way. So if you're in a very popular city like Miami, LA, New York, NYC, Houston, cities like this where it's very popular, there's a lot of brokers, right? The more popular the city is, the more brokers there are. So, and guys, look, you can do this anywhere. You can do this in UK. I have people in the UK doing this. You can do this wherever, even in Africa, right, that are actually doing this. This business can be done anywhere, okay? So what you're gonna go ahead and do, you gotta understand, right? All right, I'm in a heavy populated city, okay? There's probably a lot of brokers in here. So now what I would do is study the competition, study your market, see other rental companies, see if you could find other brokers that work with the same rental company you're brokering from, and see what they price their cars at, right? Let's say the rental company has a broker price for, let's use a BMW M4 competition, right? Let's say they rent that car out retail meaning this is the price that they give to the general public. Let's say they rent out that car out for $450 per day, but only for brokers. Okay, the broker price, they give it to brokers for, let's say, $300 a day. Okay, so now you as a broker right now, I'm talking to you, you're getting that BMW M4 for $300 a day. Now it's your choice to mark it up to whatever price that you want, but it also has to make sense for you and the customer. The customer doesn't want to feel like they're getting gypped, and you don't want to feel like you're getting too little of a profit. So what I do is I study the market, I study the competition. So I'll look at another broker that might be brokering the same exact BMW M4 I'm brokering, right? And they might have it at 500. Somebody else might have it at 600. Somebody else might have it at 350. So now you want to go ahead and see, okay, who's doing what, who's getting the momentum, who's getting the bookings, and let me see how they're moving and how they're pricing their vehicles, so I can squeeze in and price my cars properly as well, so that I can get the bookings as well. All right, so that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at how the rental companies that actually own the fleet is pricing their cars, and I'm also looking at other brokers in the city and how they're pricing the cars, so I can see what's a good realistic price that I can put this car at, that I can not only beat the competition, I'm still making money, but I'm now getting more bookings. Let me tell you something, at the beginning of your brokering stage, it could be slow, especially if you don't have a public figure, you're not really well known in your area. Okay, you got to build yourself up, so it could take some time. All right, but you want to make sure that you are getting volume. If that means coming down on the price lesser than your competition, then do it, because if that means you get the booking over them, you got to do what you got to do, right? You got to get yourself into the game. Okay, so you might have a car, somebody said, hey, I want that BMW M4, I seen somebody else rent it out for $400 a day, you have it for $450. I mean, is there a discount that you can do? Hey, I get it for $300. Hey man, you know what? I'll give it to you for $385. Right? So now I'm taking a little bit of a loss, my markup, but I'm still making $85 a day. But now what this does, I'm now building my brand. I'm now getting my business out there. And now what this helps me do, I'm gonna get reviews from these clients. I'm gonna get content of the client being in the car. I'm gonna do all this kind of stuff, so that now people are looking at me and they're saying, yo man, this rental company in the city, this rental company in town, they're doing their thing. People are renting from them. I want to go ahead and rent from them as well. So you want to be very strategic as you're pricing your cars. Don't overkill it, but you also got to be very realistic. Yes, you want to make money, but don't look to crack every customer in the head. Okay, you want to be very realistic, so that people come to you and they're like, man, you got the best prices, you got the best convenience, you have the best services. So now let me show you how you want to market your brand. Okay, market your car rental business. As I stated earlier, you want to have your social media presence active. Listen, we're in the day and age where social media content is king. That's everything now. Okay, everybody's on their phone. There's not one person nowadays that's not on their phone at least 2 hours a day. Okay, people are on their phone every single day, so you want to be making money from it. Okay, let me tell you something. Switch your mindset from being a consumer that's consuming content all day. Now you're gonna become a producer, somebody that's producing the content for the consumers to consume. All right, that puts you on the other end of the stick, where now you are making money opposed to you giving people money. All right, so this is how we're gonna do it. You're gonna set up an Instagram account, a Facebook account, and a TikTok account. These three platforms you want to work with. Now, what you can do is you can link your Instagram to your Facebook. So every time you post on Facebook, it links automatically to your Instagram. But now for TikTok, you're going to go ahead and post manually. Okay, you're going to post your content that you're posting on Instagram, which is linked to Facebook. You're going to go ahead and post that manually on TikTok. All right. And if you're still on Snapchat is actually a very good app as well to get more exposure. They're rolling out a lot of new features for you to now get a lot more exposure to the public eye. So that's a good leverage as well. So now that you have your social media pages, I would say, guys, get a logo. You want to look very professional. Okay, you want to look like you've been here before. That is the key. So study the other rental companies in your area or in different cities, different states. Look at how they're moving, how their volume is, and see how you can somewhat duplicate what they're doing, their success, and you could apply it to you. Okay, that's a gem. If you're stuck, you're like, man, like, yo, Sebi, I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to start. Go study the people who've already started, who already has the success that you dream to achieve. Duplicate it, add your own sauce, apply it, go crazy. All right, so you want to get a logo. Okay, this makes you look very professional. Get a logo for your business, guys. Okay, I would recommend, don't just have a profile picture of you with a peace sign, your phone up, and you just like this. Nah. All right, get an actual professional profile picture. You guys can use Fiverr or Upwork. You can pay somebody like $20-$30. They'll make you a pretty dope logo. Okay, 2, have your bio look very professional. I definitely do recommend you guys getting a phone number, putting a phone number in there. I recommend it not being your personal phone number, because, guys, if you start to blow up in your city, you're gonna have dozens of people calling you a day. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's not your personal phone number where your mom is calling you, a customer is calling you, and you don't know who's who. You don't know what's going on. I would separate it, get a separate number if you can. It's not mandatory, but that's just what I personally recommend. All right, that's just me. You guys also want to get an email, have an email for your business. Okay, and obviously you have a business name structured already. I'm assuming you have a name in your mind right now as you watch this video of what you want to call your business. Don't name me some corny stuff, man. Get very creative. So get the email in, get the logo in, get the social media account set up, have your bio looking professional, and have a website. Okay, I would definitely recommend having a website. Now, I know I said no money. Okay, I know I said, how can you get started with no money? You don't need to get a website, okay, like a paid one. But does it look a lot professional? A website is not mandatory, but it just makes you look a lot more professional. I know like I said, everything is free. You don't need to do this, but it does look good. And if you do want a website, we do have an in-house team that does all of the websites for all people inside the academy. Beautiful websites. You should check them out. Definitely, they're very dope. However, you can also use platforms such as Google Forms or JotForm. These are free. You can make a form for customers to fill out, an inquiry form, so that they can submit their license, insurance, their date of birth, the cars you have, all that kind of stuff. They can actually put that in. So they can submit their phone number, driver's license, insurance, date of birth, email, all that kind of stuff. They can select the car that they want to rent. You want to have something, right? You might not want somebody to just have to DM you information. Some people might not want to. It might not look trustworthy, right? Don't just say DM me your freaking insurance. Some people are not going to want to do that, right? So I'll have something like that set up just so that it looks a lot more professional. And so brand yourself very good. Have the logos up, okay? Have the professional looking bio. Have the nice pictures up on your page, the nice videos. Get creative with the reels. If Instagram Reels is one of the great, one of the best ways right now to actually gain an audience. Okay, it's super simple to do. The traffic is crazy. The algorithm is simple to get into. So Instagram Reels, you posting on there will definitely help build your following on your rental page, or if you decide to do this on your personal page as you being the rental plug, you can do that as well. It doesn't hurt. But definitely you want to build your brand for your business so that people know to come to you for these car rentals. I would definitely recommend getting business cards as well, getting like QR code stickers, things like that to stand out, because like I said, you want to be that rental plug in your city. So you doing this, Yes, that comes later on. You can put money into it, but let me get back to the $0. All right, everything that I mentioned so far, you don't need anything. You don't need $1. Okay, all you need is this. All you need is this. You need a phone, and you need a will to make things work. You can middleman your way to a lot of money. Okay, you can middleman your way to success. Yes, you can. So you do it this way, you can start making $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $50,000. Then you can start taking this money out, put it into an actual car that you can now own and you put on your fleet and you manage full time. Things of that sort. It gets a lot deeper, but starting off as a broker, it's good because you don't have no liability. You're not tied into the business. You can exit and enter whenever. You don't have any real skin. And it also allows you to get a feel for the business to see, okay, is this an industry that I want to go full-fledged in? Is this an industry I want to invest my money and my time into? And if not, you can just simply exit because, like I said, you have no skin in the game. So if you want to learn how to do this like a professional and how to make money as soon as possible in the rental game, I teach people how to do this, okay? Fleet Profit Academy is my car rental academy where I'm teaching everyday people how to build an actual profitable car rental business. Okay, so if you want to learn, I will have a link below. You can press the link, it'll get you to the academy, and you can learn from me one-on-one. You can learn from me directly. I'm not just gonna throw you away until you watch your video. No, you can actually speak with me. I'll actually teach you, I'll help you, and I will show you how to win. Now look, there's a lot more where this came from. Okay, there's a lot more. So if you want to get more sauce, I'm going to be dropping videos on this channel right here, teaching you how you can grow your car rental business in many different ways, how to scale, how to handle car accidents, how to get cars, how to leverage your credit, how to get cars for free as well. Like, I have a lot of sauce. So if you want to learn all this game, definitely subscribe to this channel here, like and comment what you want to know, comment what you want to see. Okay, comment if you have any questions. I'll definitely make sure I can get around to your comment and we can start winning, right? So with that being said, guys, shoot me a follow on Instagram as well. I post a lot of content on there, but you definitely want to stay tuned. I know with this right here, you don't see videos like this come around on YouTube, but I got you. Peace out. See you on the next one.